Is Farlight 84 dead? Or is it another case of great game with huge potential, but just bad development choices holding the game back? In April 2023, popular mobile battle royale game Farlight 84 launched on Steam, and honestly it went from strength to strength, going from just 3,500 players in April to a peak of 41,000 in June. But since then, it's been on a steady decline, losing thousands of players each and every month, with some of the largest drops happening just recently in January, which saw Farlight losing over 4,000 of their peak concurrent players. Now, where did it all go wrong? What caused such a fall off? In my opinion, it's a combination of these three things. The first thing, the map Sunder Realms, whilst in appearance it definitely feels like an upgrade on some of the visuals that Sunset City offered, it also feels a little bit bland. There are no big splashes of colour. If we're being honest, most of the places feel pretty much the same. Not only that, it feels far too large, and it's kind of links with my next point, so you might want to stick around for that. But the developers made this map twice the size of Sunset City and introduced a lot of verticality, which isn't an issue, but it does matter when there is just so much open space to have to rotate into. You're often left pushing to different locations on the map against players who are camping, yes, those players, but they're camping at higher ground with snipers, and it can just feel impossible to counter at times. And especially with the reduction of 4 to 3 players on each team, it can make it super hard to create any sort of tactical decoy to try and progress to take them down. And look, I'm not joking, this feedback loop happens all the time, and I would say I've personally played the game a lot less for this reason alone. But credit where it's due, the developers did acknowledge the large empty spaces, but they showed off some corrections over on X on a few places of the map, and well, you know what I mean if you've seen these images. They might as well have not bothered. Now, the next point, and that of course is movement. They completely removed the jetpacks from all of the characters, but some like Maggie still have full movement, but to most others they have replaced them with skills. And at first I thought this could be a welcome change, and I was open to giving it a go. But what it has done, it's removed the pace you can get around the map, and it also makes characters without any form of dash feeling really slow. And that's not even the main part, but we'll get onto that shortly. If you play say 1 or 2 games with Maggie, but you have weekly challenges that force you to play say a defensive hero who has no dash like say a Watchman, you often end up putting his skills down when you actually mean to dash. But maybe that's just me. But either way, my point is, it makes a gun battle lose the slickness of being able to maneuver in and out of cover and picking the right times to engage in battle. But I do have a recommendation for that a little bit later on. But now the main part, which is the jetpacks. And if we're being honest, this is the mechanic that separated Farlight 84 from other battle royale games. It made it feel unique in the sense that it took elements from each battle royale game, and it made this feel like it really could be up there with one of the greatest games like Apex Legends. Now I know they've mentioned adding like a slide or a boost feature or whatever, but for me, it won't be the same. What they should have done is just nerf the recovery time of each rarity of the jetpack, meaning recharge times take longer to get back, and I think this would have worked better, as it would still allow you the freedom to move around the map, maneuver in gunfights, but remove the possibility to spam this during gunfights, which if we're being honest, I think this is why ultimately the developers chose to remove it in the first place. Now the last point for me is the new grand prize screens they have added and locking really cool skins behind a $30 paywall. This makes the skins more expensive than some of the top collaboration skins in like say Fortnite, But at least with Fortnite, you buy the skin you actually want. But with this, there's only a chance. And I personally see this as a huge money grab. And it's a little bit distasteful. I openly participate in most of the new lottery skins each season to support this game, as you can see in the footage. But if you add these grand prizes onto the new lottery skins that they introduce each season, you could end up spending over $100 on skins alone. But now the big question, do you think there's a way back for Farlight 84? And my honest answer is yes. But I do think they need to listen to their community before they risk losing some of their key creators that push this game out, and more importantly, their core player base that play this game day in, day out. But I think a good place to start would be giving every character back their movement or their jetpack and remove the extra skills at least to start with. This will get the game back to where it needs to be, and let's just see how that will feel on the new map with a lot faster movement. And secondly, speaking of the new map, I feel like this is where they could make some really major tweaks and reduce some of the size of it. If some of the major sites were closer together, it would be a lot more engaging and feel like you have a lot more frequent gunfights. And if that's the aspect they're moving to and one of the reasons they removed the jetpacks in the first place, then this is definitely something they should think about. And lastly, if you want to join my journey up to 100,000 subscribers and prove that age doesn't matter, anyone can get there with hard work and determination, then press the button below. But if not, check these videos out as I think you'll enjoy them.